So finally we are rebuilding the KX250. This has been long awaited. I've owned the bike for about a year now. Everything's been torn down. In this video we're gonna be assembling the motor, getting this all done, finished up, and start to get this bike put back together. So I gotta pop these in the oven, let them heat up for a while, have the bearings and everything, the crank. It's been sitting in the freezer for about 2 weeks. Hopefully cross my fingers that everything goes smooth and I actually have all the parts that I've thought I've had for the past like 3 months. Got all the parts ready to go laid out here. We got a bunch of CEREKOTE stuff in there. This thing's gonna look pretty trick and I'm pumped to see how it is finished up. If you wanna see the bike build stuff before I post a video, sometimes these take a few weeks to actually get posted. I post it as I'm doing it on my Instagram. If you want to see it go down, you can follow me there. And if you guys are new and you want to see this KX250 finished up here this month, make sure you're subscribed and throw a like on this video if you're excited to see the finished bike finally revealed. We got some vapor honing to do in here. We're gonna start on that, and then we'll get building on the motor. Cylinder came out so clean. It's like literally spotless now from the before and after, as you guys saw. This thing took me probably about 2.5, maybe 3 hours from start to finish. This vapor honing cabinet definitely does not disappoint. If you guys are in the market to get your parts cleaned up, I do actually offer it on my website. If you're doing a build and you want your parts to look like mine, you can ship them with me. I'll vapor hone them and then ship them back to you. I'll leave a link in the description to my website if you want to check that out, if you guys want to look into it more. Alongside that, I just restocked some of the merch. We got this camo hoodie that went pretty fast. If you want it, I'd get on it now before we're out of stock of this again. But now the fun begins. We'll start getting this thing all built up. Alright, before we get into the rest of the video, I want to thank for sponsoring this video with one of their e-bikes. We'll get this thing taken out of the box. Give you guys a little run over on this. My first little initial review. And at any point in the video, if you want to check the bike out on Best Buy's website, you can click the link in my description if you want to read more on this thing. So this Zip electric bike has a 37-mile max range, a 6-hour charge time, and a total top speed of about 20 miles an hour. The bike has up to 6 speeds, high performance fat tires, and front suspension to make your ride a lot smoother. It has this fancy LCD display that you can change to the modes, up to mode 3, which would be a little bit faster. It has a built-in headlight for night, along with a tail light, so you won't have to worry about people seeing you. Overall, I think is one of the best e-bikes on the market right now. So this has a 500-watt hub motor, and like I mentioned before, the fat tires will be good for any mud, sand, snow potentially. You won't have any worries getting traction with this thing. Along with the different modes, it'll tell you how fast you're going on the speedometer. It has front and rear disc brakes, so you don't have to worry about stopping, and has a super comfortable long seat, which is going to be great for those long rides. So overall, the quality of the bike is really good. It's a ton of fun to ride. Ideally, you should probably get 2 or 3 of these so you can cruise around with your friends and all have a good time together. That's the best way to do it. You definitely won't be disappointed when all your friends are cruising around on these things and having a good time on those nice summer days. Like I've probably already said, I would highly recommend picking up this bike if you want something fun to do and to get rid of your old school, just normal pedal bike. So like I said, you can check this bike out at the top link in the description to Best Buy if you want to purchase this thing, and we'll get into the rest of the vlog. All right, and there you have it. Finally, this thing is done. Not everything's torqued down. I'm still waiting on a few little parts, so I just wanted it to be finished up for this video's sake. Show you guys how it's gonna look all done up. I do have 2 different options. So I have 2 fathead racing heads, one being like this bronze, which would match some of the other bronze CEREKOTE. So the bronze on there or the red, leave a comment what you think I should go with. And then I changed the cap too with it, which also got CEREKOTED. The only thing with this is it's a little bit beat up, so maybe I'd order another new one, get it re-CEREKOTED. Either way, whichever one I don't decide to use, I'm gonna give away to one of you guys. So if you guys wanna see the giveaway, all you have to do is follow my Instagram, which is right here, and you'll see that soon once I decide what to do. Even engraved TMMX on there. So I'm still undecided on that. I'm gonna have a couple other little red accents on the bike too, so it's not just gonna be the motor. So keep that in mind, but either way, both will look good. I'm just kind of 50-50 on both right now. Probably wait till I have the bike built up and then put it on, see how it looks, take it off. I'll probably mock up the Electron. The actual boot here is pretty beat up. It's all worn out. It's like cracking super bad. One of these on order, have that fresh. I might order some reeds too while I'm at it. I didn't actually put the flywheel on there. I think the guy Woods raced it or Wood rode it before, and this isn't a stock flywheel. I'm not sure if I want to run this and try it, or just order like an OEM flywheel. Wasn't sure, and I don't want to put it on to take it back off potentially, so that's on hold. I have an Electron to mock up. This isn't the Electron that's going on there. I'm waiting on a brand new one of their new series ones. And just to clean up the rest of these parts as far as the power valve goes, fix all this crusty hardware. I gotta drop it off to get coated or zinc plated, because these are crusty and they're definitely not going back on the bike. Overall, I'm pumped on this. It's so clean. Bike's gonna come out so good. I'm pumped to finally get this going. Like I said, if you're new, subscribe if you want to see it within the next few weeks. All done up. The whole bike finally revealed. I can't get over how clean everything is. Finally having this thing done. This was honestly the smoothest motor I've ever built. Everything went together good. It all was smooth as you saw. The cases went together smooth. It went perfect. Cross my fingers that the thing actually runs right. It almost seems too good to be true that it went together so smooth. Hopefully it runs and I don't have to take it back apart. Here's a better look at the custom engraving on the head thanks to Fathead Racing. Robbed the carbon fiber case saver off my 125. Wasn't sure if it was gonna fit, so I'm gonna have to order up a new one of those. I ordered 2 OEM ones and carbon obviously looks better. Picture this too if the head was on the top with the CEREKOTE. I'm so torn what to do. Not too shabby for a YouTube mechanic that doesn't really know what he's doing. Looking at YouTube how-tos the whole time. But the key to doing bike builds is take as many pictures as you can of as you're taking it apart. Here's a little mock-up with the Electron on there, how it's actually gonna look. You can get a little better idea on once it actually gets into the bike. Shout out to Fathead Racing for hooking it up. His link will be linked below if you want a head for your bike, along with Spec Bolt for making everything look shiny and not letting me use this old crusty hardware that was on there before. Total time frame for an amateur like me that doesn't really know what he's doing. Between the vapor honing and the whole assembly, I want to say the vapor honing alone for the cylinder, I probably spent like 3 hours on the cylinder alone. The cases, they were super dirty. I want to say at least 2 hours per case. 8 hours of total vapor honing on just the engine alone, which might sound pretty crazy, but that's just how long it takes. Especially because my compressor's running the whole time and it doesn't have a consistent pressure. Probably total working time to get the actual motor built with filming adds time. 6-7 hours probably for it, like start to finish. So it's definitely taking me a lot of time. I wanted to take my time and make sure everything was done right so I don't have to do it a second time. So in the next video, you'll probably see the engine go in the frame. We'll get all the forks, all the suspension mounted up, and we'll get moving along on this thing. So the bike's gonna be revealed this month, so stay on the lookout for those videos. If you're new, like I said, subscribe, like the video, follow my Instagram if you wanna see this stuff go down as I'm doing it. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.